In a lot of exhibitions or museum spaces you have this Instagram moment where there's one space that looks somehow different and the people make a picture and post it and that's it, and then you have consumed it. So we don't have any Instagram moment. If someone wants, the whole exhibition is an Instagram moment because you don't know which picture you should take because one is better than the other. No, but seriously, I think it's very important that you have this experience level. Of course, you have to respect the content and work from the content. But in a contemporary museum, you also have to provide this special experience that only physical spaces can offer, because you can get everything online. And there are a lot of exhibitions that work only online. There are 3 exhibitions, permanent exhibitions, but I would divide them rather in 2 parts. On the one side there's the Schaudepot, which is to open up the storages that they have outside the city of Graz. They have massive storages of historic content and objects. We wanted to transform this atmosphere to the museum itself. That's why everything is a little bit industrial, like similar to what we found there, or what you normally found in depot storages. So we didn't want to make it look like a museum, we wanted to make it look like a storage, a warehouse. And that's why we were clearly focusing on industrial materials. And it should be, I mean, it had to be by budget because we didn't have a huge amount of budget. But we also wanted it to be not exaggerated. So it should be very approachable to people, like it is in a warehouse. It's not like, you hide everything off behind expensive glass. And linked to the Schaudepot there is the media collection. We don't show it obviously, the exhibits to the people, so the people have to come, they have to read a little note and then to check it out or turn the panels to see the pictures. And so we wanted to have a very conscious focus, because we live in a society where we get information overload and we consume information. And I think a museum should do the other way around. It makes no sense to consume information. You can go to the internet if you want this. So in a physical space like a museum, you should have the possibility of a decompress and a conscious approach to information if you want it. Or you just enjoy the space, because this was the second strategy, that we create a cool space that is somehow different. So it should be already an experience to just walk through the space and look around. And if you find something that you're really interested, then you can go into the deep. In the other exhibition, the 100 times Styria, we had a totally different situation, because we had this beautiful existing historic space where we were really blown away when we entered it first time, because it's one of the most beautiful Baroque, Rococo spaces in Austria maybe, which means a lot because we have a couple of them. And so we said we cannot do anything here, so we almost, our strategy was a no intervention. And so we came up with the idea to dematerialize everything that we put there, like the whole display thing that we had to provide. And this led to the solution that we only used mirror and glass and nothing else. And we even didn't use prints. We wrote everything with hand on the glass. So we didn't want to bring any new material in. And so glass and mirror are reflecting the historic space. So the historic space gets part of the exhibition itself and also the visitor. And it was also for us a metaphoric idea, because the 100 times Styria, they very much deal with an overview about the Styrian society over the past 500 years. So it's so it really reflects the past, but gives you also insights in this dreamlike atmosphere that immediately when you enter the space, it's like a I think it's a very sensual experience that you have, which is quite strong at the beginning, but it also works in space of the content, because when you get closer to the object, when you're now interested in the crown that is on the right side, and you get closer, you only see the object, the exhibit, twice because it's mirrored, and everything else blends out because you don't have a material where it's based on and the surrounding and the frame or something. So from the distance, it's like you're in a dream, but when you get closer, you really can focus on the object and the content.